Hello and welcome to Urban Smash TV, the lockdown edition. Thank you for joining us today on today's show. We have an amazing guest coming up in just a little while. His name's Danny Williams. I'm super excited to have him on the show. Some of you may be wondering why I've got a hat on though, and I got to tell you something. I hope I'm not the only one, but I had a trim. My partner tried to do a trim. The trim went wrong. That shape up just looked awful, so I had to take it all off. So I'm now bald. Yes, I'm bald. Now, please tell me I'm not the only one who's gone bald or who's had a really bad haircut or who the dye's gone wrong. If I'm not alone, please let me know. Comment below because yeah, it's not fun. But hello to everyone that's joining in. Thank you. Throughout the whole show, please leave us some questions that you want me to ask Danny. So drop your comments below and I'll read them later on. Now, don't forget, if you've missed any of the shows over the last couple of weeks, you can still check them out just by scrolling through our Instagram page. You do not want to miss it. There's some really good chats, so do check them out. But without further ado, let me tell you a little bit more about my guest tonight. His name is Danny Williams, and he is a super talented guy. You may have seen him in RuPaul's Drag Race. If you haven't, you can still check that out on Netflix. He has done 2 world tours with the Todrick Hall show. He's also performed in Carmen on the Lake in Austria. If you haven't Googled that or YouTubed that, wow, that set is amazing. We will talk a little bit more about that with Danny. And he's currently now starring in The Prince of Egypt in the West End. Yes, that's right. I'm super dying to see it. I know everything's on lockdown at the moment, but I cannot wait to go and see him in this show and see the rest of the cast. So that's enough of me talking. Let's bring Danny on the show. Let's see if we can connect him now. So here goes. Let's see. Now I can see that Danny Williams is on the chat. There we go. Let's see if we can get him on. Now, the joys of live TV, live Instagram chats, you never know what can go on. Danny, if you can join and then I can accept you. Let's see if this is going to work. So hopefully we'll be able to get him on any second now. He's there. I can see him. Don't worry. I know you're all waiting. You're not here. It's not about me, this show. It's about Danny Williams right now. So hopefully we'll be able to get him on any second now. So let's give it a go and see if we can accept. Oh, it's always the way. Hold on. We should be connected. Fingers crossed. Gosh, I love live TV. Right. Hopefully we should have him now. Yeah.
There we go. Hello.
Hello. Oh gosh, the joys of live TV.
I know, I've never gone live before, so I had no idea how to do it.
Don't worry. Oh, you look amazing. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I was walking in the park. It's freezing in my house, so I have a coat on.
I know, I don't blame you. We've had some lovely weather over the last couple of weeks, and now the rain's come down.
I know.
But hey, never mind. Now, I really want to jump into the Prince of Egypt first of all, because that's what you've been a part of. And I know, obviously, the show went out in February this year, but obviously you didn't get a chance to perform that long because obviously lockdown happened. Tell me, first of all, what was it like getting a part in the show? And I know performing for a few weeks. What was that like?
It was amazing. It was such an amazing thing to be part of an original West End cast and an original show that had never even been done before on Broadway, which was just amazing. Working with Stephen Schwartz, the guy that wrote Wicked, was such a dream come true. Being a little kid, I always used to play the soundtrack. I once did a music exam at school. I made my friend be Glinda and I was Elphaba. And we sung, what did we sing? What's the one where they, oh my gosh, I should know this, I'm in musical theatre. The one where they're, Loathing, the one where they're arguing, where they got made roommates, that one. Yep, smashed it, we did that. Yeah, so it was just crazy to work with him and to work with Sean Cheeseman,
Yeah.
who choreographed the show, who also choreographed for Michael and Janet Jackson, and Prince, and so many amazing artists. Yeah, it was just amazing. Such a cool
No,
experience. Yeah.
exactly. And you guys, I know, have been very busy, prior to lockdown, because you also
Mhm.
recorded a live cast album, which
We
is
did.
available to stream now. And I've been listening
Yeah.
to it, and like the songs are amazing. What was that
Hmm.
process like, recording that with the
Amazing.
cast?
Yeah,
Wow.
I feel like I'm going to say the word amazing a lot when you
No,
ask me
good.
about this show, but there's no other word for it. It really was like an experience like nothing else I've ever experienced. It really was. The
Wow.
team are incredible. Um, our composer and conductor and everyone was in the building. It was just a really cool experience to record live like that, with the whole orchestra. I've been in a recording studio before, but never with a full orchestra. It was mad, like crazy.
Wow.
Everyone in the room was so talented, and it was so much fun to do. Um, yeah, there were so many
Now it's
crazy little
out.
bits, huh?
Yeah, no, exactly. Now it's out, so we can all, if you've
Yeah,
not listened to it,
yeah, you
do
can go get
download
it. It's on Spotify right now. I think it's on iTunes too. The album artwork is coming out soon as well. We have like new album artwork, so watch out for that.
it.
Um,
We'll be staying
but
tuned, so we'll
yeah.
be watching that. And do you miss performing? Because obviously, where you've been
Mhm.
in lockdown, like the rest of us, for so many weeks, have you
Yeah.
missed?
Yeah, oh, definitely, definitely. I performed for my dog in the kitchen,
Eh?
and my housemates as well. No,
You're
I
not driving them
do.
mad.
Well, the dog is a bit sick of me, I think. But she has no choice because she can't speak, so she can't tell me to
Yeah.
stop. Um, but no, it's crazy. I really, really do miss being on stage. I miss performing. I miss meeting people after the show. Yeah, it's really weird. I'm such a sociable person, so it's for me to be like stuck at home. I'm not with my family right now. I'm in London. It's
Right.
really weird, really weird. But it's thank God for Zoom and things
No,
like
of course.
Instagram Live,
Absolutely.
so we
Sort of
can all stay
connecting us all
connected.
together, which is really nice.
Yeah,
What sort of
yeah.
things have you been doing then to sort, because there's a lot of talk at the moment with sort of mental health issues, and
Hmm.
it's a difficult time for a lot of people. What sort of things have you been doing to sort of keep yourself, positive, and
Yeah.
keep yourself going through this time?
I've been gardening,
Oh, nice.
which is, yeah, I discovered that I could do that. I really, honestly, it started, there was a fox that got into our garden and it
Right.
smashed half the fence down. So I was like trying to just get the old wood away from the fence. And
Yeah.
then that escalated. And now I have a brand new, like my garden looks like something from a TV show.
Oh,
It's great.
wow.
I'll send you pictures.
Lovely.
But I really, really dived into that. I went to home base with my housemate. We bought half the shop. Yeah, so I've been doing that. I've been doing Zoom classes, as in teaching classes, and reading and watching Netflix. I feel like I've watched everything that's on Netflix at this point.
No,
But
no,
yeah.
perfect. We're going to touch on a little bit about your Zoom class as well,
Oh yeah.
because
Okay.
that's something that's very new. You've normally,
Mm.
you teach dance classes in a studio, and
Hmm.
everyone's with you. What's that process that like now, doing it on Zoom?
I mean, I've got used to it, but it
Yeah.
definitely took some getting used to. I am obviously, as you've seen, I am not the most technologically minded person. I can just about work my iPhone. So me trying to set up Zoom classes and join the meeting, and I don't know, it sounds very simple actually now that I have got the hang of it. But when I initially started, I mean, it would take me 10 minutes to accept myself into the group, and then I didn't understand if people could hear me properly or if there was a delay. So there's all that to contend with, but it's actually fine. I'm lucky I have a really big living room here, in my house in London. So I just moved the sofa out the way and I've got enough space. I have a huge mirror, that I got luckily before all this happened. So I have like a mini dance studio, which is cool.
Hey,
So yeah, it's
prepared.
been good. Yeah, it's actually been good. And now I learned how to hook it up to my TV so I can see everyone. It's not just on my phone or my MacBook because it's quite small. And it's
Yeah.
been great. Yeah, I love it. It's
Well,
actually really fun.
you're doing better than me, because I definitely wouldn't know how to hook it up to my TV. So well done to you.
HDMI cable, it'll change your
And
life.
that's where I need to go. For those that are watching and obviously wanting to take part in your dance classes, how do they find out, and when's the next one coming?
So I've been keeping people updated via my Instagram, so I'll post about it on my story or on my main feed. But I like to get an interest of people to see what day works best for everyone. So if you want to take a class from me, just DM me. If your school wants to arrange classes, just DM me again, and we can try and work out a bit of a schedule to it. So that's the way I've been doing it. And it's worked out well. Yeah, it's good.
No, exactly. Being flexible, that's really handy.
Yeah, so just send me a DM.
Perfect. You heard him. Send a DM. Now, something I did want to mention. Your fitness, obviously, you look incredible on your Instagram.
Thanks. On my Instagram.
No. I'm now. But I mean, I have been, since lockdown happened, I was like, right, I'm going to get fit. I'm going to do sit-ups and push-ups and all that. I can't get the abs that you have. What's your secret?
No, I'm joking. No, just I don't know. I do work out every day. I have actually been, and I used to do that before all this started. I would go to the gym every day.
Wow.
And it sounds hectic, but even if I would only do I only do like an hour, and just, it's not always crazy intense. Sometimes I just stretch and do a little bit of abs, and other times I go crazy and can't walk for 3 days. But during lockdown, I've just been doing my thing at home. I have a yoga mat. I'm lucky that my housemate already had some like weights, like a dumbbells that I can use. And so I've just been doing it every day.
Do you find that helps with your mental health at the same time as well?
Yes.
Just sort of keep fit and to focus on.
Yeah, definitely. I struggle a lot, and when we were first all told to go home, I really struggled because this is the most time I've ever spent in one place in my life since I lived with my parents when I was a teenager. I love traveling around. I'm always busy. Even if I have a day off, I'm the sort of person, I'll try and fit 15 things into one day. And most of the time I achieve it, but I feel like during lockdown, I find it hard because I get frustrated that I can't do things. So giving myself something like a workout to do every day has really, really helped with that, definitely.
Perfect. I'm seeing a lot more people sort of, keeping, changing the way they do things, like their diet and their, exercising more. It's making a better impact on their mental health, which is. So I've got that tip then to work out longer, because what I'm doing is I'm only working out 10 minutes a day. So that's
I think maybe maybe a little bit more. Yeah. No, I mean, do you know what? I got this I signed up to Beachbody, which is a cool thing. You can just literally type in Beachbody online. And yeah, it's great. There's so many workouts that you can do on there. I like to do my own thing as well, but it's sometimes if you just feel like you want someone to tell you what to do, it's really good. So I'd say get that. And they're not paying me, so that's a free advertising.
Get some money off them. Sponsorships. No, that's perfect. Now, you did mention that you've travelled so much with everything you're doing. You've travelled the world. Been performing for a long time too. What's that been like in terms of dreaming to be a performer, and now you are, and getting to see the world? Have you enjoyed that side of things?
No, it's been awful. Yeah, I hate it.
Don't say that.
No, I love it. I obviously love it. It's amazing. It's my dream come true. It really is. Since I was a little kid, like I said, forcing my friends to sing Wicked with me at school. I've always wanted to do it. I've always wanted to dance and be on stage, and just I love it. It's amazing, and I'm really lucky that it's allowed me to see so much of the world and open my eyes up to so many things I would have never got to see had I not chosen to do this. So yeah, I love it. It really is. I feel like it's so cringy to say, but I mean, not right now, but usually like when we're not in lockdown, I'm just living the dream. But honestly, I really am, because it doesn't feel like work a lot of the time if you enjoy it, and I love it. So yeah, it's great.
And that's the lovely thing as well, isn't it? That when you do something that you absolutely love, that doesn't feel like work, then you know you're doing the right thing. And you've been performing from what age did you start sort of dancing and performing?
I started dancing when I was 3 years old. Wow. I know. I mean, I started dancing the minute I shot out of the womb. Honestly, I've always loved it. There's videos of me as a little kid waving a tea towel around, watching the Spice Girls. Like, I really, honestly, always just loved it. But I started dance classes when I was 3, and I did competitions and things from then on. And I moved to London at 16 and
Hmm.
went to Erdang, which was amazing. Graduated at 19, and then it just luckily hasn't stopped since then.
No,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
been great.
What advice would you give to someone who is sort of, wanting to follow your footsteps and see you, they follow your life and they go, wow, I'm going to do just like what you're doing. What advice would you give to, say, like a young 15-year-old?
I'd say stick at it.
Yeah.
It's easy to get distracted and be like, oh, maybe I want to do this or maybe that. I mean, explore other interests for sure. But I think definitely you've got to stay committed to it because there's so many people that want to do it.
Yeah.
You really have to want it, and it's going to be hard. It is hard. Um, but it's so worth it when you get to just do what you love every day. I actually, one of my friends from high school asked me the other day to answer some questions for kids that she now teaches. She's a school teacher.
All right.
And that was one of the questions, what advice for kids who want to be a performer. And yeah, it's just that really, I think just stick at it. And do ballet classes was my main one.
Okay.
No matter what kind of dancer you want to be, it's so
Yeah.
important. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No, for true. And I think that's really important to sort of stick at it, because it's very easy when it does get tough to sort of drop out. And,
Hmm.
if you dropped out, you wouldn't be where you are today. So that's
Yeah,
a really, really key thing, to sort of stick at it and keep going, which is
yeah.
amazing. Um, Now, obviously, with all the traveling you do, and I know we get to see the amazing side on, your social media, you live in
Yeah,
your life, but
yeah.
also dancing can be tough. And, a little
Hmm.
birdie told me that you once had to sort of practice a routine on a plane. Is that right?
Yeah, more than once, but yeah, I've had
Yeah.
to fly. I once had to fly to Chicago for a show,
Yeah.
from London, so it's quite a long flight. But I had 13 or 15 numbers to learn whilst on a
Right.
flight. So it was an overnight flight. Everyone else was asleep. I had my
Yeah.
laptop in front of me, like trying to like learn everything. Like honestly, everyone was so sick of me. I would get up and stand in the bit near the toilets so that I could practice and stretch
Yeah.
because as soon as I got off the plane, I had to do the show. Um, but yeah, it's happened a lot. Yeah, so I think it's crazy. It's not always as glamorous as it
No.
seems. Sometimes you really are on an airplane in economy with like people next to you like this trying to like learn a dance routine. It's not always as glamorous as it
Sort of
seems.
thrown into the deep end, isn't it, a lot of the time?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I suppose you've just got to, if you want it bad and if you want it, you've just got to go for it, isn't it? And sort of
Hmm.
persevere, which is amazing. So good on you.
Yeah.
I definitely could not learn a routine that quick. So I definitely stay away from that. I'll leave that to you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot.
uh,
It's very hard.
but yeah. Now, I did want to touch on, you also performed in Carmen on the Lake in
Yeah.
Austria. So that was a
Hmm.
3 months run, was that?
It was, yeah.
How
We were
was
in carry on, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, because I've YouTubed it and I've heard about it. But looking into it again, I was like, oh my God, the
Hmm.
set looked incredible.
Oh, it
Um,
was.
what was that like?
Amazing. I remember getting there. I'd seen pictures. It wasn't fully built before we arrived.
Yeah.
And I'd seen pictures of the set from previous years. They're always different. Every 2 years they change the show. It's this huge festival in Austria. It's in a place called Bregenz, and it's an opera festival. So the show I was in was actually an opera, but I was an aerialist and dancer in the show.
Nice.
But yeah, I got there. The set was over 100 feet tall. Um, it was the most mind-blowing thing I'd ever seen. And then I was told, "Oh, by the way, Danny, you're gonna hang off that top bit right there. That's like
Oh,
110, 112 feet in the air, and light half of it on fire. Like so you saw the set,
oh,
right? It's like two hands and
yeah.
then a deck of cards being thrown. So one of the cards had like a little fire pit on the corner of it, and I had to dance along the card, light
Oh,
this fire, and then the show would begin. It was crazy.
oh my gosh, that's
Yeah,
insane. If
yeah,
anyone, like, I wouldn't be able to do it again. You're a professional, and I'm glad you did it. I'm
yeah,
glad you're safe as well. Nothing
yeah.
bad
I felt very safe. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you then deal with pressure like that when you've got a gig and then they say to you, right, you've got to dangle from however many feet up in the air? That's nerve-wracking. How do you deal with pressure like that?
It is, yeah. I mean, take a deep breath and say, okay, yeah,
And do it.
and just give it a go. Just give it a go.
Good.
Yeah, and
Do you
it
get
worked out
nervous
fine.
with like big performances like that, or now you're in the West End? Do you get nervous?
I think it's not nerves. I think I get really excited. I guess maybe it is a bit of nerves, but not like in a scary way, more like I'm just really excited to get out there sort of way. But usually by the time you've got to the point of opening a show, you've rehearsed it enough times so you feel okay. And I say usually because sometimes that is not the case. But in that instance, we had enough rehearsal and I felt very safe and excited.
Good. No, that's amazing. Now, obviously, you're currently a cast member in The Prince of Egypt. It's on hold at the moment, but when is that coming back? I heard it could be August if things go well.
Yeah, we're hoping August, September, fingers crossed. But again, we don't know for sure because we don't know what's going to happen. But fingers crossed, we're trying to come back as soon as possible. Everyone is very keen to get the show back up and running. So fingers crossed.
And will it be extended? And because obviously where we've missed out on seeing you for so many months, will that be pushed out?
It will indeed. At the minute, we don't know a solid date, but it definitely is going to be extended for sure. And it'll be still at the Dominion Theatre.
Yes, no, that's perfect. Well, I literally cannot wait to see you in it. I will get my ticket once things are back.
Great. Yeah.
And for the rest of you as well that haven't seen the show, once it's back on, please make sure you do go and watch it. And we'll be following you as well to obviously keep up with everything. For those of you that are not following you yet, where can they follow you? Are you on Instagram, Twitter, all of that?
I am on everything. I really only use Instagram, but I am on everything. As I said, I'm a bit of a granddad. So I usually just share everything I posted on Instagram to my other socials. But it's all at Danny M. Williams. All of it's the same. So follow me wherever you wish.
Amazing. Well, no, we're definitely going to keep up with your life. Well, best of luck when the show comes back. We will be watching.
Thank you.
Don't forget, for those of you that haven't yet downloaded the cast singing the songs for The Prince of Egypt, please download it now because it is amazing. Well, Danny, thank you again for joining us on the show. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Much love.
All right.
For the rest of you, we will be back again on Monday with another interview, so make sure you stay tuned to that. But enjoy the rest of your evening and have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. Danny, thanks very much. Take care.
Thank you. Bye. Thanks for having me.
What's going on, people? It's Capital Extra Breakfast host Kojo here, / comedian apparently, and I'm telling you to check out Urban Smash TV. This is where it all goes down. Peace.